When we buy resin, we usually think about the price, the clarity, the cure, especially if we're new to the resin world. But do you actually know there are some very important factors that are also worth considering? I'm going to give you the lowdown now. Beginners in the resin world underestimate the power of bubbles. Some resins don't allow their bubbles to pop easily. The Apex resins, the bubbles and gases in artwork resins and the Cure Pro are designed so they organically help to pop themselves. How magic is that? And that is particularly game changing because, you might not have realised this, but less bubbles means that you're less likely to come on in with powerful heat tools and gadgets. But if you have to use those heat gadgets a lot less, it means your piece is going to stand the test of time for a lot longer. You're going to have that perfect clarity across the board. If you're going too heavy with a heat gun, you can impact on the finish. You're burning the UV stabilisers with flames and heat guns excessively, which means your piece might go yellow over time depending on what resin you're using. Our Apex resins have a smaller shrinkage property than some resins that you might find on Amazon, for example. So resin shrinks when it cures. You'll notice that particularly if you've worked with resin and mould, you'll have that big dip. You'll get a greater dip with some resins and a much lesser dip because of shrinkage with the Apex resins, because they shrink slowly, which is absolutely game changing when it means you don't need to do extra sanding necessarily. You could just do a simple top coat or a doming layer in the jewellery world. Some resins out there will cure with a rippled finish, which means that you'll have an uneven surface throughout the piece of your artwork. You don't really need to worry about that with the Apex resins because they are all absolutely self-leveling. With the Apex resins, especially the quantum resins and the artwork resins, you'll have different options for different levels and abilities. There's artwork resins that cure quicker or slower. There's tumbling resins that cure quickly or slowly. So depending on how new to the game you are, you can find a resin that really suits you. And you don't get many options like that in the resin world. The Sure hardness, which we don't talk about very often, but that is the strength of your resins. The Apex resins are 80, 90 plus on the Sure hardness scale, which means they have whopping strength. You're going to have your work cut out destroying your resin creations or resin artwork if you're using an Apex resin. You're going to always have a glass-like finish, especially with this Cure Pro. It's my favourite. I was a part of the journey with this resin, and I am not afraid to say I don't think it can be beaten, not even by Apex themselves. I think if you have not tried this resin, what are you doing? You need to. It is absolutely game changing from taking my beginner's art to a more masterpiece, high-end professional finish. And if you've not tried them yet, do remember you can shop all your resins on my website too from our partners over at Apex. We are absolutely proud as punch to be able to offer this resin to all you newbies out there. And remember, you have a good shelf life with this resin, so don't feel the pressure that you've got to get making straight away. Once you've opened your resins, you've got good 12 months, if not more. We say 12 months, but actually you've got way more. So I would always invest in the larger sizes, which makes it, of course, way more cost effective.